This is the Earthshaker bladed jig made by Bass Nova Baits. They don't have these at Tackle Warehouse, but I'll link the Bass Nova website, link in the description if you guys want to pick some up. But the thing about a bladed jig, guys, is it's very difficult for a bladed jig to stand out in the market because they're all pretty much the same thing. They're a jig with a trailer and the bladed jig, that makes it unique like a chatterbait. But the difference in this one here, the Earthshaker jig, it's in the blade here. Now this is what makes the whole difference, because when you take the blade out of the equation, every other bladed jig on the market is the same. Now there's some differences in the components, like the type of hook they got in the keeper and the skirt, how it's tied. But this is where the meat and potatoes are, is how the blade design is. Now, if you see this Earthshaker blade, it's a little bit different because it's beefier. It's a little bit thinner at the top, but the overall thickness of it is a little bit thicker than like a chatterbait or jackhammer, something like that. And the design of this thing, the way they have it set up, this thing thumps harder than any bladed jig that you will ever see. And in addition to the thump, it has more movement, because see the freedom of movement here? This thing right here is on a split ring. So the bait actually has a lot more freedom of movement than other bladed jigs on the market. So the combination of the blade design, the vibration, the water displacements, how it just thumps harder, and the freedom of movement of the skirt itself, that it just makes it far superior to any other jig that I've used out there. And guys, I'm not sponsored by this company or anything. I don't have anything to do with it. I've been using the bait now for a couple of years. I just wanted to clue you in on it. Earthshaker jig, Bass Nova lures here. You definitely want to pick some up. This is my favorite color here, guys. This is the one that I actually asked them if I could have some of these tied up. It's brown and orange, and then I've got the Zoom Shimmer Shad on it here in the crawdad pattern. And if you're fishing in March and April, guys, this is the best color that you can throw. A brown and orange with some type of a crawdad trailer definitely gets you a lot of bites. And I definitely prefer the black blade. I've experimented with green pumpkins and browns and different type of, neat looking blade colors, but just the black blade with the brown and orange skirt, this is the one that I get a ton of bites on. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about what you want to look for and what you want to fish this time of year. A lot of it depends on the cover available in the lake you're fishing. Obviously, this is a great grass lure. If you guys have submerged hydrilla, milfoil, cranking this thing over the top of it's going to be really good. But if you don't, if you have a typical man-made lake, fish whatever structure you have available. It's a really good bait to throw on rock, on gravel banks, around any type of wood, stumps, docks. One of the things that I have found out about a bladed jig in the pre-spawn is I like to